You know, the difference is, this is a very important thing I want to talk about actually, because I've seen people get hurt really bad over this situation. I had a woman who called me up yesterday and she hung up the phone before I could explain it to her properly because she just wasn't having it. But the reality is this, if a parent wants to apply for their adult child's green card, if their parent is a green card holder, they can only apply for an unmarried child above 21. So let's say I have a green card and I have a kid who is 22 years old. If that kid is single, I could apply for their green card. But if that kid is married, I cannot apply for their green card. You can't do that. However, if I'm a US citizen, I can apply for the child's green card, even if they're married or if they're single. So that's very important. Because I had one case where some guy came to me, the father was a green card holder, filed for the son, and then the son got married, and that cancels out the case. And what was sad about that case was that the father became a citizen two months after applying for the son. But the son got married before he became a citizen. So if the father who had a green card got citizenship, then applied for the son who's married, it would have been fine. But because the son got married, it destroyed the case that was existing, and they had to wait another 7 or 8 years or 9 years, whatever the timeline is. The key takeaway from all this is that a green card holder can only file for an adult single son, not a married one. Getting married while the case is pending destroys the case. But a citizen can file for a single or married. And one strategy that becomes important, that woman I talked about, I was trying to explain it to her, but she got off the phone, is she was in the process of getting citizenship. And her daughter was single. She was going to apply for adult child. And so she was waiting to get citizenship to file for that child. And I was trying to explain to her, I said, no, file for that single child right now, get citizenship, because when you file for the adult child as a green card holder, you're in the F2B category, F2B. But once you become a citizen, the case can, as it can, become an F1 category. So if the child gets married, it's still okay. That'll go to F3 category. But the important thing out of this, the line for an adult single child of a green card holder is a little bit faster than the line for an adult single child of a US citizen. So you want to start the case while you're a green card holder, and then once you become a citizen, you can request under this rule called the Child Status Protection Act, CISPA, to remain in that category for adult child of a green card holder. And by doing that, you're going to be a little bit faster, maybe even a year or so from last I checked. Well, I haven't checked in a while, but it's almost a year faster for an adult child of a single child of a green card holder to get the green card than a US citizen. So there's a lot of strategy, and this is the kind of stuff we got to talk about to plan this stuff, to see what works and what doesn't. And it's not the kind of stuff you typically pick up from reading the forums and stuff. It just comes from experience. So just, consult with an attorney and look into this stuff, because there's all these nuances in the immigration laws, because it's a political thing. The laws change frequently, that you got to look into. It can make a big difference.